Alright, so this is an attempt to change the crankshaft sensor on the top of the engine bell housing in the back there. Can't really see it from this side. The wire comes out through there. The sensor actually sits right down in there. You can't get your hands down in there very easily. Any videos I've seen is just showing how you can get cut up and so forth. I read a report on being able to get to the sensor from underneath the dash. So what you want to do is just start taking the paneling off. And then got these right here. Got the plates. And supposedly if we open these up, you can get to the sensor right through there. So we're going to try that. So as you start taking the paneling off, this little jabber just snaps out of there, kind of pulls up off of the dash, and then you got a couple screws you can get to from the top there and on the other side as well, and there's a couple below. Don't forget that one on the side, and then you've got these up under there. So go ahead and pull that guy out of there. So you can use a Phillips head on those upper screws, and then a lot of things on the Jeep tend to be 10mm. It's a good one to have on hand, and these ones down here were 10mm for me. You just pull those guys off. You can see the clips that held it on. Just kind of yank, they'll come loose. Those guys there, and then there's some on this side as well. So you've got this air conditioner pipe right here, looks like an L. And then there's some clips back up on top, and I think that there might be a screw holding it on as well. And the idea is that you want to pull this guy out of the way. You may have to cut it. You can see if you can snap it out of there as well. The plates that are up here underneath, there's two of them. There's this one. And what you want to do is you want to get to this one here. You're going to take this guy up and out of there. You can go ahead and pull the carpet back and tuck it under the pedal or something. So you can see how that L piece connects. Just kind of swivels out. And then there's a screw holding it on right there. Right up in here. It's going to take a little shorty screwdriver. You could break it. I recommend just getting a screwdriver in there and be a little patient with it. That way you can put it back together. Something you can try is if you've got a 1/4 inch ratchet, put this little extension on here, and that'll allow you to get up to that screw and just kind of ratchet it out of there without having to break anything. Once you get that L bracket out of there, you're going to try to pull that off. There's also one up here. Again, the 10mm coming back to haunt you. So kind of work on those. For that upper one, I don't know if you'll be able to get the ratchet up under there, so you probably want to go for flat if you got it. Get the bolts off, you should be able to just lift that plate up and out of there. Get maybe a little screwdriver or something under there, pry it up. The plate off, you just kind of slide it down the wire there, and then there you go. There's your crankshaft sensor just staring right at you. Again, we got the magic 10mm. You probably need to put 2 extensions on there to get that down on the bolt. But once you do, just kind of ratchet away. Once you get that bolt off there, probably can take a screwdriver or something and pry that up and out of that hole, and then you can yank on the wire and pull it the rest of the way out. So the cable for the crankshaft sensor comes out right there. So you're just going to want to disconnect that. After you unbolt the sensor, you should be able to just kind of pull on that wire and pull it all the way out. So I learned a couple things. One, when you pull it up and out, you can kind of lay down under the car, and there's a little hole. You can probably get your hand up on it and kind of help push it or pull it up out of that hole when you're taking it out. And then on this side of the car, if you I got it zip tied there, if you undo the clip, you can kind of pull it up and out of that hole. And then when you put the new one in, just thread it around behind the engine. And then when you thread it around behind the engine, the best thing to do is, again, just kind of lay down under the car, and you can kind of get your hand up in the crack there from the bottom of the car. If you get a hand up on there, you can slip it back down in that hole. Now, you're probably not going to be able to ratchet it from underneath the car, which I think has been everybody's problem when trying to do this. Now, the best thing to do, though, is have somebody try to ratchet it from inside the car while you kind of keep pressure on it with a finger, because the hole is not a straight shot. You see what I mean? With the ratchet, when you're inside the car, the hole's not quite a straight shot there. And if you can kind of put a little downward pressure to straighten the bolt out when you're ratcheting, it really goes a long way. It'll help you out a whole lot and save you a lot of grief. Other than that, just connect it up, put your panels back on, and good to go.